Hi, I'm Lexene, and you're watching the behind the production of my song, Like Lightning.
But you can't change me, I know you've tried. He said you're like lightning, gone in a flash.
You know, musically, I've always thought of myself as sort of a little bit of a chameleon of genres, and so when I write songs, I don't necessarily think of genre specific. In fact, one of the more difficult processes was trying to decide how we would label the song, and I kind of put it somewhere between folk, pop, and kind of singer-songwriter. I guess, you know, one of the biggest challenges is kind of having an idea and getting it from the idea stage, and usually that idea stage is just me and a guitar. So I'll have, you know, a form, lyrics, and chords. And to take it from that stage all the way to the finished production, there's kind of a lot of sort of a gray area in between where, you know, I have to take it from just my voice and a guitar to kind of the final product that you'll see here, which is quite thick sonically. It features a lot of different string parts, and so a lot of that is trying stuff. I guess I should say, you know, a lot of songs have little snippets of myself in them, or small kind of anecdotes of things that have happened in my life. I find that writing about myself is one of the easiest ways to get kind of a unique and authentic voice in a piece. And I was, what I would say, a little bit flighty, especially when I was younger in my relationships. And what would happen is that I would go in and I'd be all in and it would be all intense. And then I would get bored and I would just break up with said person. And at one point, one of my friends said, "You're like a hurricane. You go in, you cause destruction, and then you leave." And I was like, that's funny. I'm gonna write a song about that. And Like Lightning happened, and it's basically about someone who's sort of toxic and in a toxic relationship, but not necessarily a bad person themselves. They just are not meant for each other, and the sort of tumultuous nature of that and the storm that ensues. So the rhythm section for this piece is made up of a few seasoned players from Western Canada. We have Dave Chabot on bass, and he plays some pretty tasty parts, so make sure you listen for that.
Dave had some really good ideas in his playing. Every time there was space in the music, he just had these really great fills that took us to the next section.
Dave, the vibes. Wow. That's tasty.
Yeah, it's Lexi had that.
You're making me feel stuff.
We have Aaron Anderson on the drums, and fantastic drums. I'm just going to say nice things about everyone.
Aaron also had a suggestion of doing a halftime beat in the bridge where he does this hi-hat beat and then he crosses over to hit the tom. It is so cool. That wasn't something that we came in with. That was something that came out of an openness to experiment and to try a couple different things. The first couple takes we did, you know, had like a backbeat with the snares on and everything, and it really gave us a different vibe. And then we tried the chorus at a halftime thing, and it lost all of its momentum. And it really was that soca figure that you hear that really provided a lot of the drive and groove for the song.
And then we also have the executive producer, Gary Cable, on piano.
Working with Auratone Productions was great. You know, Gary's got such a great facility and he's got such an attention for detail. And he really helped kind of catch a couple little things in the chart that really helped the rhythm section to get some great recordings.
Coda should be at bar 46, the end of bar 46.
I got too big for my breeches.
So
When you're on the bandstand, Alexa.
We have the lovely Robert, who you all know, playing pretty much everything stringed apart from the piano. He plays guitar, he plays slide, he plays the 12 string. Basically, he took my guitar part that I'd written and just made it sound a lot nicer and a lot cleaner and put in little passing tones. And
Yeah, so the main part I play is the acoustic 6-string part that is consistent throughout the whole song. And that part was really challenging, to keep the pick nice and steady and to play really nice and consistent, not rush or drag, don't change the intensity too much. That was probably, I would say, the most challenging because you're so exposed in the beginning of the song and you are the main rhythmic figure that has to line up with the kick drum and the hi-hat. So yeah, that was definitely, I would say, the most challenging. On top of that, I play 12-string acoustic guitar to kind of double some of the strums and make a thicker texture out of it, which I really think gives the song that rich and lush quality. And on top of that, I also play a Hawaiian lap slide guitar, which is a lot of fun. And I use that as the kind of pedal steel lead instrument that goes in between the vocal. So there's times that I'm kind of thinking of an old Nashville kind of like pedal steel part. There's other times that I'm thinking like I'm like a whale in heat or something like that and going really high up in the neck and having these like whale sounds and stuff. But it's a lot of fun to play and you put some reverb on it and it's just a lovely sound. So, having these 3 instruments together really helps to round out and fill out the arrangement.
one of the most important parts of the process is for a lot of these pieces that I've done for the upcoming EP and for this song as well, they all have sort of an element of things that are very important and kind of foundational to the piece, and then things that I'm willing to change and willing to try. And especially when you're in a session with people who are such seasoned kind of players and they have a lot more experience and they just know things that will work. If you play 1,000 songs, you're probably going to know more than the person who's coming in with their 4th or 5th, single. So I really think it's an important part of the process is sort of trusting the players around you and letting them experiment and, kind of not getting too set in your ways, because that can sort of sometimes make it so that you lose something that might have been special otherwise. If you want to listen to my song Like Lightning, check for the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.
What am I supposed to do? What part of me is not enough for you?